We're recording.
I'm gonna knock
Welcome back,
myself
SJ.
out.
Okay, well, there's that. SJ has 20-pound earrings on right now. SJ took those off of the hood. I don't know if they call it a hood over there or no, a bonnet.
The Wrexham bus.
So it's a hood.
No.
Yeah. The hood ornament.
The hood ornament off the team bus.
Yes.
And keychain. I made keychain earrings because there's like cufflinks and stuff for guys and the gentlemen's and their cool little, like more formal pub caps. Mm-hmm. But where's the girl fun? I got my scrunchie. But I was like, I really wanted earrings so bad, and I thought the keychains were smaller, and I was like, I could do this. And now I'm like little low relief. Oh,
and I've got to tell you, SJ, your card to Anna was absolutely heartfelt and full of love, and she absolutely loved it. And she was like, "Oh, she's so wonderful." Yeah, so welcome back, everybody that has
everybody
missed us. Maybe it was just us that missed us, but yeah. Or at least I was away for a little bit. We had a loss in the family and just took care of family stuff. That's when times happen, you take inventory and you got to take stock of the people that are important in your life and take time to be there both physically and mentally. So I've been gone a lot, recording and watching games and being into the whole Wrexham world. And there's stuff, though, that you need to be there for. You have to be there for people. So definitely finding that balance between this passion and my other passions in life and finding the balance between them. But what a time to come back today. We're recording this after a 4-1 whooping.
Yeah. They still got some red cheeks.
SJ, it's not like we weren't talking, but how the hell have you been?
I've been okay. I have a trip planned to go to Wrexham the day after tomorrow that I have been dismantling for the last 2 weeks. And let me tell you how painful all the, hey, I just got here. The Eagles landed. I'm like, Stockport and all this stuff. And I'm like, I had to cancel the tickets. And then I can't. And there's a new fan zone. And I'm just everything coming in. I'm so excited. I have charity dinner tickets that I need to find a home for, somebody that wants to come. It's been painful, but again, as you mentioned, finding that balance with family. I have a family medical emergency that we don't know how long it's going to kind of go on for. So instead of being able to take 3 weeks of my life completely away, I now have little chunks that I can Wrexham. And then, I'm sure you're doing the background subtly that you can do. That's not, too much. I don't know. But so
there's a cat. Don't ignore.
I told you. I keep saying, okay, if we hear the cat and you're like, I've never heard this cat. I'm like, he's about tonight. He's gonna hopefully go
what's the
subtle.
cat's name? What's the cat's name?
Okay, his name is Nux. Nux. It's Latin for nut, and he's a black cat. It's also a nut that Nux Vomica is one of my favorite metal bands. And the Nux Vomica is a nut that induces vomiting. So I'm telling you this because when we got him, he was a she that had been fixed. So we were told, you're getting a girl cat, and the girl cat is fixed. And then when he finally came out to say hello, he turned around and was like, hello, D's nuts. So he is a black cat with nuts. And so it all fit together nicely to name him Nuts.
Did he have the trucker nuts off the back,
I mean, he was young and virile. They were trucker nuts. I mean, they were nice Nice nuts. I don't know. He's a black cat. They were little blackberries hanging out there, and I was like, that's not a girl. So,
wow.
Anyways,
Well,
the long story of the cat's name. And so before Wrexham, my life was all about music and movies. And so we always named pets after music. And so that's how the Nux Vomica started. I should have just stuck with that. But really, it was a lot of things. We'll see.
I'm glad we got here.
And now
the journey was
football.
worth it. The journey was worth it. I don't think anybody watches or listens to this for the football. Let's be honest.
For any kind of football experience.
No. This is just a window so that if anybody in the UK happens to watch it, they know truly what American fuckery is. And like that is like there's like fuck around and find out, and we're just like, why don't we just fuck around?
Yeah,
Why don't we just do that for a couple of hours? And
ironically, for a pod about teaching, we've never really found out about the fucking around. You know.
We get 2 back-to-back promotions, hopefully.
Oh.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Well, for anybody tuning in for the first time, I'm sorry. Nobody has stayed on to that little video preview. Nobody stayed on this long that hasn't watched this before. So welcome back. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome, everybody.
Everybody that inboxed me, messaged me on WhatsApp, and was checking in on me, seeing how we were doing, the family was doing, and I was doing. Thank you all for your support, for your kind words, for the love, the compassion. You are wonderful people. I almost want to start naming people, but then I'm going to leave somebody out and I'm going to feel really, really bad. So I'm not going to do it, but you know who you are. Thank you for reaching out. We have a wonderful community for all the negativity that there is in the world and all the people that just bitch and moan and complain about every little goddamn thing.
I'm right here. If you didn't want me on, you could have just said no.
But for all that, there's an equal balance in the force of good people doing good things and full of love. So thank you, everybody. You know who you are. And yeah, so we're back. I think we get to see the cat. Hey.
He hates being picked up. This is probably gonna be his only pod appearance. There we go.
Oh, it's do they sell that cat at Aldi?
No.
Aldi's nuts.
No. Nope. None of these nuts.
Missed it.
Yeah.
Okay, so SJ, for me, what have I missed? What's been going on in the Wrexham world?
Well, I have a feeling if I don't put the cat out, he will be in the background like this the whole pod.
What does that mean?
Like he's just going to be meowing constantly.
No, what does it mean to put the cat out?
Outside. He goes in the house and out of the house.
Okay. I was like, don't do it.
Put him out. No, this isn't Arizona. I don't have coyotes in the desert to death trap the cat. We have raccoons that he kind of hangs out with sometimes.
Trash pandas. Okay, well, go ahead. Do your thing.
Come on, baby. Go.
That was great. So, SJ.
Yeah.
We are back. We've been gone for a couple of weeks. Things have happened. If I was a person who had missed the last 3 weeks of Wrexham, what the hell's going on?
Well, I missed a lot too. There was a lot of and then also I don't know, and fingers crossing and breath holding. And I it's hard to fill in all the details. I mean, we've had some difficult away things, but then we've also been really good away. And then we've beaten some really hard teams. And then we've drawn with some maybe not as hard teams. And
so what I'm
finding is that football isn't a crapshoot, but it feels like one. It's like anything can you think you know all this stuff, right? I'm looking into the numbers and I'm checking on stats and bios and, team sheets and all this stuff. And I'm like, this is what that should look like. And then the match plays and everybody's like, what the is going on? Like, who knows? So, yeah, football's a crapshoot. You never know what you're going to get. Playing for the best and,
it is.
Watch what comes out in the glory of the pitch.
Poetry. I couldn't have written it better.
I'm so wound up right now.
Well, I'm excited too, but not as excited as maybe Tranmere was March 16th, winning 1-0. That was probably one of your oohs. Taking a 3-1 win against Grimsby, that was probably one of your yes.
And actually, that Grimsby game, I was so mad at my partner. He was sitting next to me, luckily out of hand's reach, and he said, it was like 3-0. And he's like, yeah, but shouldn't Okonkwo let one in so people won't look at him? And I was like, what are you talking about? And then they scored, and I shoved him off the couch out of reflex, not to punish him, but I was like, ah!
And then you put him out.
I put him out. And then have you seen the little clip gif of It's Always Sunny where Charlie Day's character is like, you have to do every single thing as a fan you have at home, and he's got paint and all over him and string, and the players are like, it matters. It absolutely matters. It's like, we can't whisper any bad juju.
So I haven't seen that GIF, but I've seen the series probably like 3 or 4 times all the way through. So, I know that episode well.
Yeah.
So there's another, woo, yes, that probably had to be that Wrexham 2, Mansfield 0 on March 29th.
Oh, yeah, that was nice. That was a nice one. Mm-hmm.
That was
And the wind, I think that was the match with all the wind.
Was it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I was at work.
Oh, not as windy. You work inside, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Mansfield. Oh, we played somewhere, and it was very windy, and Okonkwo would do a goal kick, and it would go across the half line, and then back up and fall straight down. It wasn't doing this. It was like, whoop.
Yeah.
And then, so that was sucky. I'm pretty sure that was Mansfield. But I don't know. We did a lot in that match. I like that with repeated efforts of doing long balls over the top into the wind that didn't work. That's when Cannon got his 2 goals. That's the match Cannon got his 2 goals. Maybe that was Grimsby. I swear I'm a Wrexham fan. They did a ground game that really shredded that match apart, which reminded me of the match today. Yeah. A lot of footwork settled in.
Yeah, so the Cannon is Grimsby.
Yeah.
So Andy Cannon, 2 goals, Grimsby. The 2 goals against Mansfield was the man, the myth, the legend.
The Mullen.
Super Paul Mullen. Yeah. Now following that was probably one of the oh my God 1-0 Doncaster.
Yeah.
That was rough.
Yes.
But let's quickly move on to April 6th. Do you remember April 6th? Where were you April 6th?
I'm not sure where I'm at, but where I am is where I was. No. I was at home. I was here.
That was deep. Well, 2-1 Wrexham over Colchester. That was a steal.
Good one.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we get to today, that 4-1 against Crawley Town. And I was at work, and I was doing work. I actually was doing work. And I was like, oh, the game's on. So I threw it on my iPad real quick and just saw Andy Cannon score. And then one of the guys at work, he follows Wrexham. I don't know if it's just to have a conversation with me or but he'll watch some of the matches and he'll text me and be like, "Hey, did you just see this? Did you just see that?" But
nice, yeah.
So we worked together, and then I was like, "Oh, they scored." And then he walks over and he's like, "Andy Cannon." And I was like, "Hey, all right." He's on his phone or something. So all right. But yeah, so it ended up being a great day today. I couldn't have had a better day than today.
Fletcher picked him up after that goal, and I wonder if Fletcher pre-planned it at all because Cannon and the Lion King, and Fletcher was like hurrah and picked him up and his legs are in the air, and then there's a picture of it, but Mullen standing at this angle to Fletcher, so it kind of looks like Mullen is holding Cannon up. It's I don't know, it's pretty awesome.
It could be like that, except for it's Wales. So it'd be like everywhere the sun doesn't touch is yours.
That's harsh. Everywhere the rain touches.
Yeah, you've been there. It's not the sunniest of places.
I know. Well, I think that so we joke in the Pacific Northwest that how long your summer is. It's supposed to rain here all the time, but we do have dry summers for, a few weeks. So when people are like, "Oh, it always rains," I'm like, "No, it doesn't always rain. It's sunny sometimes." So I think I have that defense of Wales too, where I'm like, it's not always wet. It was beautiful when I was there.
I said that and I was like, "I killed your puppy? What? I crossed the line. How dare?" Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to some FGR, some effing Green Rovers. Yeah. So this time we get to welcome them. This is the part 2. They're coming to the Kairos, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, but what's our magic number? Do you know it? Did Brock, have you been looking at Brock's magic number?
Okay, so I've been getting a little confused because before this match there was some back and forth whether it was 8 or 9, and then somebody threw out 7, and I was like, I don't know. All I know is we just keep winning, and if we keep winning, then we'll be okay.
Yeah.
I honestly, I think it's 5. But I have heard the argument it's 4, which doesn't make sense to me, but I'm not really a numbers-ish person like that. So, if it was 8 and we won 3 and then it's 5, but then it was 7, but then 3, I just take it how it goes.
We are 5 points ahead of MK Dons, and we both have 3 remaining games, us and MK Dons. So mathematically,
are we even with them now?
No, we are 5 points ahead. We're even on matches played. Yeah, and so we have 79 points. They have 74 points. 5 point lead for us, or positive 5 to us. So theoretically, with the 3 games left, there's 9 points up at grab for each team. So if we both did win all 3, we would definitely go ahead. The scenario comes in where if we lose 1 and they win all 3, they're within 2 of us. If they win all 3 and we only win 1 and draw, then I believe we're tied, and then it becomes to goal differential, which we are in the lead. I'm spitball mathing all of this. This all could be incorrect, but
these numbers sound great to me, sir.
Basically, we can afford to lose 1. We shouldn't, but we can afford to win 1, still win 2, and still be promoted. I believe that is the correct math.
So my American optimism, my naivete, I still think I've heard Fearless and Devotion Tim say this too. Why can't we still just be okay, I think we're going to win all of the matches. And And all the other teams are not going to win because if we win, Stockport loses. And then we'll be the champions of the league again. Right?
Okay.
Like, why not?
All right.
Why not?
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of, well, maybe. I'm like, hey, let's go for it.
Okay.
I'm not, but I'm also not like, oh my God, you failed. Even though that is obviously what will happen if we don't win these matches, at least a few of them. But, right, like, that's just out of promotion, and we don't want to get into the icky part of that. But I am just like, let's just keep winning, and then everything will be fine.
So I will prey on your American optimism. Like
a praying mantis prey?
Yeah.
Not
so
like...
you're saying, why can't we win all of them? It's called Bet 365. Put a cool 1,000. Just put a cool 1,000 down on it. Ride that wave. So if money, and they say don't ever bet on your team. The Americans that are watching may know who Pete Rose is, and don't bet on your team. Sometimes you don't get into the Hall of Fame for that. But don't bet on your
Shoeless
team. Shoeless Joe Jackson. He said he was innocent. This is
There's a
good
song about the
tangent.
two of them getting kicked out, and one of them is saying to the other, like, how did you get banned? Like, we were doing the same thing. How'd you get kicked out and I didn't? Or I got kicked out and you didn't. I don't know.
So many people have cheated at sports before, have bet on their own teams. What I'm saying is not as players, but as fans. You kind of playing with the devil, because if you put a wager against your team and you win the wager, was it worth it for your team to lose? There's some people out there, especially on social media, there's some people out there that get satisfaction on being right, even when it's harmful to themselves or to their team. I
am not about those people.
Yeah.
No.
But you mentioned Tim from Fearless. Shout out to Tim. He's done such a great job at talking about mental health, his own mental health struggles, balancing his mental health, and having a more healthy approach to not only being a fan, but to his involvement within Wrexham and within the team. And it's positive and good to see people in a position like him that has a good platform to talk about the importance of mental health and to champion things that shouldn't be controversial but are like being positive, rooting and supporting your team and supporting the players when they're down, things like that. But yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I remember Tommy House talking about on one of the interviews you did with him about Dragon Chat and stuff, and how the mental health support group, and I've seen, I feel like even like both of because they have it for the women's now, the Dragon Chat for the women and for the men, and they have that cool room now at the Miners Rescue Station. But I like how one of the parts that drew me into Wrexham was seeing this apparent authenticity of when fans who are like, man, I've had it rough this week. I am struggling this week. My mental health this week. And having people be like, hey, man, I'm here for you. Even if it's the same, 5 people saying, oh, I'm here for you. And there's no real substance behind it. It's still nice to see there's eyes on. And keyboard warrior, the other side of that is it was enough for me to say hey, I see that you're going through something. It is more important for me to actually type something than or whatever, I don't know. I just the authenticity and the support and the openness to mental health and mental health, healthiness, having good positive. So I don't know, just one more thing that makes me love Wrexham and the fans, even when people are burning down the barn over something. There's still this, I feel underlying respect for people and their for the most part. And for, I mean, I can't generalize the entire internet, but right. I was like, I got to asterisk on that sentence. And
you're like, there's a general like support for everybody. I'm like, I know a couple of motherfuckers. I know a couple of assholes. Let me tell you that. Somebody's little,
your little icon bubble or whatever. I was like, I had somebody's pop in my mind, and I was like, oh yeah, that guy. It's like, for the most part.
Yeah, but there's things that shouldn't be controversial, and like mental health, strengthening yourself, supporting others, that shouldn't be controversial. And I think like one of the things that gets kind of muddy, and you hear this from like the UK people towards Americans, is that it's like we're being fake or we're being like disingenuous. But I think that like a cultural shift that maybe is starting to occur in the UK with more mental health being pushed that we've been doing here in the US is like there's a couple of things that you can do that are hard to not fool your body and trick your body into it. One of the things is if you just start laughing and you keep laughing, eventually you actually have a smile and your mood changes. And you can put a fMRI on somebody, so you're getting that functional MRI, that live look at the neurons firing, and you can actually see those reward centers where happiness is inside of your cortex. You can actually see that firing when you're fake laughing. So there are things that you can do that are like motivation, that get the ball rolling, that can get you out of like a slump, that can get you out of a dark place. And there's stuff that's like fake it till you make it. But how fake is something if it nets real life beneficial things? How fake is that?
I will say, I do not know all medical stuff, but this is something.
The doctor.
Yeah. It was like my doctor hat. I don't know. One of those little mirrors with the hole. Anyways, something with mental health and the fake it till you make it thing. So you're talking about neurons and neural pathways. There's these connective tissues called dendrites on neurons. And they are effectively the information storage of the neurons. And so when you talk about seeing those pathways light up, when somebody, the 10,000 hours rule or whatever, right? Like if you do something for 10,000 hours, you'll be an expert. Well, if you play football for 10,000 hours, then you're actually, by lighting up those areas of your brain, those like that information you absorb, your brain literally grows tissue that grows more neurons and more dendrites in the area that absorbs that knowledge and literally expands that physical space of memory about football. And now, of course, that's all over your head because football's motor function and all this stuff. But for an example, anyways, right? So if you're learning a language, the language you're learning, you got English all over here and Spanish all over here. In my case, it's like a negative space because I only know food and colors. But so when you talk about mental health and faking it till you making it, you are actually working out a muscle. You're working out your brain. Your brain is an organ that you're able to fake that chemical pathway. And the more you fake and like force those feelings, and it sucks to like force laughter, right? But then you're actually laughing. When you're making that happen, your brain grows more dendrites and your like emotional pathways and your happiness centers. And it makes it so that instead of stopping, your reaction, stopping it dark first and going to light, if you just keep trying to, cut the dark out and go to light, cut the dark out and go to light, pretty soon your brain understands, and no, we don't stop here and we just keep going. It's a long haul. It's mental health. It's nothing easy. But, for most people, I always feel like, oh, you're just like happy all the time. Your life is great. But yeah, no, mental health is like a huge challenge, and I encourage people to fake it till they make it if they can, and to also feel free to feel really open. It's difficult to share vulnerability, but we can all complain about football together and be happy about football together, and some, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm running out of steam on this thought, but I'm really passionate about it.
That was absolutely beautiful, SJ. That's wonderful. If I ever heard the word dendrites before, I definitely didn't hear them as many times as I did tonight, and I want to thank you for that.
The neurons get all the love. Nobody talks about the dendrites.
Everybody's like, oh, neuroplasticity. It's stored in the proteins. And it's like, no.
Yeah, look into those dendrites.
Yeah, don't be den wrong. Be den That got you? Of all my horrible jokes.
I'm faking it.
Oh, you're faking it. Yeah, okay. This explains everything. You're faking being lobster red. Somebody... Violet. You're turning violet.
It's the lighting. I'm having a whole breakdown. I'm like,
all this stays. It all stays. Nothing is getting cut.
It worse. Look, my eyes are watering. Okay, I'm using my hanky under the mic stand. I used this hat for over the mic stand, but my hanky is under it, so now I have nothing to blot my eyes on.
For the people playing at home, this is what a breakthrough looks like. We had a breakthrough today in today's therapy session. We had a breakthrough. We'd like to, everybody in group, we'd like to thank SJ for sharing. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How do we can't transition. Let me add one more
if
thing.
Somebody needs to fake it. They can just laugh at me while I'm having a laughing breakdown, or with. Because you were laughing. However I can be of service.
Well, I've got to say, like, that whole mental health thing. I'm gonna stay there for a second.
Okay.
Because I also, like, long time anxiety. Suffer, deal with her. It's just like part of life. But also like depression. And so I have spent many years of my life creating my life in a certain way to notice my red flags immediately or as quickly as possible and to make changes. And so I actively live a certain way. And that certain way isn't fake at all. The way that I live, I actively seek out loving, compassionate people where I can pour my love and compassion and my heart into, and then also receive their love. And like, I've absolutely loved life over like the last 10 years. I've loved every ounce of life and just squeeze it dry. And so like what you see right here, this is like the person who was in the very dark place for many years and has rigorously on a day-to-day basis like fought my way to enjoy and to love not only everybody and everything around me, but to love myself as well. And so like there is like a fake it till you make it. There's a, do it because it has to get done. But there's also a just fucking enjoy life. Like, enjoy the moments that are in front of you. Enjoy the people like SJ that you have in your life. Enjoy these moments when you can laugh and you can have a good time. And it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be yourself. It's okay to turn cherry red. That is absolutely...
I'm like, am I still... I can't tell if it's the computer or my face is actually still look like I'm been out in the cold.
You asked, or you mentioned earlier this week that we should find out who actually is inside Rex the Dragon. I would say based on complexion, it's you. That's who it was.
Is that because I look really warm inside, like I just took the head off? Or
I would say all the red was just.
I am Rex the Dragon. That's
yeah.
like,
You are Rex. Yeah,
the giant cheeks.
But anybody that's out there, I'll throw that out. My inbox is always open. So if anybody is ever going through anything, I won't claim to have any of the answers at all, but I will always listen, and I will always be there for anybody who needs it or wants it or just wants to shoot the breeze. Feel free to instant message me, like DM me on Twitter, on X, on WhatsApp, wherever. Definitely do it. It's always open. If I don't get back immediately, I will get back. I think I pretty much respond to about everybody that messages me. The one person who does, once a month, I always get back to SJ. Yeah. But SJ, I guess we should talk a little bit of what you what you had done some research.
Now?
Yeah. You've done some work. You've done the heavy lifting. You've got some information. So why don't you bless us all with some of that Wrexham goodness, some of that knowledge?
All right. Well, I got abbreviated breakdown and a couple of, one kind of cool factoid and then one super fun trivia thing. I have a question for you later. Yeah.
Wait, I get to play trivia?
Yeah. I'm not very good at hosting trivia questions, but I have one, and then we'll see if it'll probably go about as well as your game, where you're like, okay, and then this.
Don't do it.
Which I aspired to have it be that successul.
Yeah, that's what you called it? When I totally ruined it, and I was like, oh, wait, I have to re-say this question because I ruined it. I said the question wrong and screwed up everybody. But yeah, okay. So sorry.
That's fine. That's okay. Okay. So I have the Forest Green Rovers breakdown.
Yes.
So Forest Green Rovers, we last saw them in February. I think it was on the 27th. They are, and it was a 1-1 draw. So Forest Green Rovers are currently 24th on the table since our last match with them 9 matches ago.
Hold on 1 second.
What?
Was that the nicest way possible to say they are still dead last? They're 24th on the table.
I have more to say before I even get there.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah, so they have 36 points. So out of the last 9 matches,
is that your way of saying they have the least amount of points?
So what I am trying to say is they have only gotten...
I'm literally sweating over here. This too. I've missed you, SJ. Yeah. I've missed you.
I missed you too. I missed the pod. I missed the pod. So what I have right here is the Forest Green Rovers breakdown.
Yep.
Forest Green Rovers are 24th on the table, as Rana said, dead last. They've gotten 10 points out of their last 9 matches. Their current performance is 9 wins, 9 draws, and 25 losses.
Oof.
Yeah. Their goal difference is -30. They have 41 for and 71 against. Ugh. Yeah. So, and then Wrexham, we're number 2, and our goal difference is 27, right? So that's my stuck-up voice. So to just kind of jump into their kind of form results, points per match. So something I thought going into the last Forest Green Rovers match, that was that postponement makeup match. When I looked at the points per match and goals per match for our away form and their home form, they were at the time 23rd on the table, and we were fourth. I have my notes from last time. We were fourth and they were 23rd. So very similar to what it is now. But we're playing with them, and our away form and their home form both scored 0.88 goals a match. Mm-hmm. So when it was a draw, I was unpleasantly not surprised that, because I was like, oh, well, I mean, and there's the whole thing, right? Like you can throw stats up on the screen and it doesn't show that we won 4-1 today, because our possession was less and our pass accuracy was less and our shots on, all this stuff. But like we did an amazing job. So I know the numbers don't always show everything, but I was nervous going into that. But I will say this time the numbers stack up significantly different. So their average points per match, we're getting 2.29 points from home on average, and their away form they're struggling to get a point a match. So they're at like 0.95 point a match. So for goals, if like last time was 0.88 even, this time Wrexham is averaging at home 2.57 goals per match, and Forest Green Rovers away is 1.1. So we're over 2 times as likely to score. So I'm, more hopeful. I had just this last time it made me nervous. And, they say that, like, they're in a relegation battle. I looked at the numbers of the bottom 3 teams that are kind of fighting that, and I don't think that even if they win all of their matches, I think they'll still be in relegation place, even if the other teams lose. They're pretty far down there. So what I think they should do is just roll over and take one for our team and give us the points. No?
You are correct. Okay. I was looking at that. Salford at 20 has 47 points to Forest Green's 36. Only 3 games remaining for both Salford and for Forest Green. So
and then Colchester, isn't Colchester down there?
Colchester's in 23rd. I'm saying to the bottom 2 get eliminated, correct?
Yeah. But so it's Sutton is 22nd right now, 39 points. Colchester's got 38, and then Forest Green Rovers got 36. But Colchester still have 2 matches to play, so they have 2 matches in hand over, as I guess.
Well, what I was saying is worst case scenario, 20th place Salford City. That they're safe. 20th place Salford City is safe. 21st Grimsby Town, 43 points. They're safe. So, it's Sutton United, Colchester, and Forest Green. And I don't think they're mathematically, there's 9 points at play. They could, if Sutton loses all 3, Forest Green takes all 3 points, Forest Green stays in League 2. So it's not over. It's definitely not over.
I mean, we want them to be over, though. We're winning, though. We're going to win. So unfortunately for them, they're going down, right? Maybe. Well, nobody knows for sure. I'm not trying to be overly confident. Just the numbers are telling me, not me telling everybody. It's just what I'm reading.
Well, as Bill would say, they may be finding their level. And so,
I like
Bill,
that.
the Bill Long, that Forest Green,
the infamous.
Yeah, maybe the National League, the team that they have right now, the National League may be their level of where they're at right now. Now, of course, coaching, players, etc. Each season's iteration of a team could have a different level, but it appears to be this season Forest Green's level probably is the National League.
Well, and when we talked about that episode with that we had with Che, and we talked about their stadium and the support catchment that they have, the area they have to get kind of local supporters from and everything. I think, was it Chase said it was a vanity project? I don't know if that's kind of a mean thing to say, but it's definitely the owner is the one making the money happen over more so than supporters putting money in and the team advancing in competitions and leagues and stuff. He's he's chipping in the money for that. So, and when talking about Wrexham and the direction Wrexham is going, a lot of the conversations I hear are like that, where you're saying is like how Bill was saying, kind of figuring out where you kind of are going to live with your resources. And I feel like Wrexham's ability, there's so much unseen or unknown. I don't know. I'm stuck.
Let me help you.
What I'm trying to say is that Wrexham can go really far, but Forest Green Rovers are just kind of maybe where they're supposed to be.
Like, and this isn't appropriate for the type of team that they are, but let's say that my palate is a fresh Kobe steak. Just a fresh,
I thought you were
fresh
talking
Kobe
about
steak.
Bill's son. You're like Kobe.
Kobe, yeah, no. But however, my wallet and my bank account is not at that same level. So
it's like
finding my
burger.
level. Yeah, finding my level is college top ramen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's my level.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The creditors have been letting me know that is my level lately.
Is that why you started running more?
I had to be off of the pod just so they wouldn't find me. But yeah. And the running.
There's all these coyotes like logging into YouTube.
People on YouTube that are like, hey, Rand, nice background. You think you could send us a payment?
See, and I just think coyotes, like, whenever I think of Arizona, like predators, I'm like, there's coyotes because they steal everybody's dogs, right? Like, eat people's dogs and their cats.
It happens. Yeah. It happens. But I think coyotes are in every major city in the world.
Yeah,
so
we get them here. They're cute.
Coyotes are everywhere.
Yeah.
Not just here. I know we have them come through our neighborhood all the time, but so it's like maybe we see them more often than other people see coyotes, and we have a team called the Coyotes. But
yeah.
The hockey. But yeah.
Oh,
so sorry.
I was like, that doesn't register in my list of animal sports. I don't know.
Animal sports. Go on. I would love to know more about these animal sports.
There's the Hawks and Blue Jays.
Oh, not animals playing sports.
No, there's animals that are the Orioles are technically, right? Mm-hmm. They're a bird.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Cal
the Grizzlies,
Ripken, Iron
there's
Man.
Animal. Yeah. There's teams that are animals.
Grizzlies make no sense. Grizzlies have never been in Memphis.
Is it football?
Basketball.
Oh, okay.
Memphis Grizzlies.
I mean, football, like, right? Grizzlies, that makes sense.
Yeah. No. I mean, don't let me stop. Go on. Animal sports.
All right. Well, I have more stuff to get to. Okay. Back on track. Okay. Discipline. I looked a little bit into the discipline because last time Forest Green Rovers on the discipline table. Ooh. So this time when I looked, they are number 2. What? What now? What'd I do? Was it Forest Green Rovers on the discipline table. It's icky.
I'm sorry, eyeball. She didn't mean it.
They have.
I've missed you. I've just missed you. That's all. I haven't had this dose of SJ in my life like I needed. Yes. Yeah.
So, verklempt. They right are. Yeah. They have 119 points on the discipline table, which is 95 yellows and 8 reds. Okay. So they're number 2 on the table. Wrexham, we are 15. We've been right in the middle of the table for almost all season. We've been kind of bouncing around between, 18 and 12 around there. So anyways, we have 74 yellows and 6 reds. 2 of those are boils. And then, well, I bring that up because one of their defenders, their number 5, Ryan Innes, he is a 6'5" fella, and he's gotten 2 reds and 7 yellows. So I think that he will be somebody to look out for defenders. Just out of curiosity, I was like looking to see for fouls committed, because I mean, I don't know, there's not a like penalty necessarily, like, they like stop the ball, but it's not like yellow cards, you don't rack them up. But just to look, so Lee is actually, for our fouls, Lee, Mullen, and McLean is number 3. Lee's got 50, Mullen's got 42, and McLean only has 40. So when we think of McLean and his muscly, dirty ways that people try to say, foully slander his name.
The man plays with passion, okay?
He does.
The man plays with passion, and he hates the king, okay?
And that is perfectly appropriate. Definitely. So although they're really high up on the discipline table for cards, their top foul committer, McCann, has 46, and it's like 49. So I don't know if they're like, I don't know how they're just going straight to cards, but I'm just wondering how discipline's going to play a part of this match. When we see teams coming to play, Mansfield can get taken out by the lower level teams, and Stockport, and we've certainly, we drew with the Forest Green Rovers the last time we played them. So although they're 24th on the table, there is all these teams are dangerous, and so I'm wondering how they don't have anything, like literally they have nothing to lose. They're already there. So I wonder how, if it's your last 4 matches of the season and then, one of your players gets penalized and has to sit out. I don't want to jinx nothing, but yeah. So anyways, that's kind of what the discipline is. So our points per match, our goals per match, where we're out on the table, everything's coming up rosy hues for Wrexham. So I want to timidly say, I think we're going to do it. I want to be confident, trying to be confident. We're going to do it.
Wait, but, is that a prediction, or is that just a sentiment
of
support?
Throw a little information here. Part of the reason why I did the discipline is because our ref for the match, his name is Sunny Singh Gill.
I hate him.
And okay.
I'm trying to hold it. Stop.
I know, but he is, you interrupted me saying he is the first British South Asian person to ref a Premier League match ever.
Oh, that's cool.
And he did
that's
it
really cool.
against Crystal Palace and Luton just last month.
Damn, that's okay.
So I was like,
right,
so this guy, and you're
He's
like,
cool.
I hate him. I'm like, it's going to be a crime. Don't say that.
You can hate people.
I know, but right before I say his ethnicity, that's intersection of
that's not a hate crime, because I didn't know, and I hated him. I know.
I was like, yeah.
But
yes,
after
it's a
finding
love crime.
out,
It's a crime of passion.
But finding out that he was able to ref a Premier match, that's pretty cool. That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
So good job.
So I looked up his stats, and so he's done 36 matches in the EFL this year. Okay. And he has passed out in 36 matches, 122 yellows and 6 reds. So it sounds like a lot, but what I've seen before in other matches, that's why I always do the math out. It's 3.38 yellows per match. So really 3 to 4 yellows in a match for both teams, right? Like together for both teams. It doesn't sound bad. I don't
No,
know. It
that
sounds
doesn't-
average. It sounds even below average when I do
Yeah.
math on these, it's low. And then,
If he was a team,
6 out of
he would be-
36.
If he was a team, we've played 43 games. We have 6 reds, right? And what was it, 70-something yellows?
Oh, for our actual...
For us, for
Yeah,
Wrexham,
we've got...
yeah.
we've got 74 yellows and 6 reds.
74. And so if he was a team, he wouldn't be bad. He'd be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, one yellow or one red in every 6 matches-ish is his kind of discipline thing. So anyways, that's what I have for, preview for the match. And I got a little trivia question for you. But yeah, so how do you think Forest Green Rovers are going to do?
I don't even want to say anything.
Do I need to start over? I thought I went over all this.
I don't even want to, because
it's a no-win statement.
We're so close. We're so close to promotion. It's like I can taste the promotion because I personally have ensured that this season has gone the way that it has gone. I will humbly accept all the credit for the good that has happened this season. And the bad that has happened, that's probably someone else's fault. Probably the players. It's probably the players.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great. You're going to start singing songs at him again?
Yeah. It finally comes out. The people that pissed off Mullen and that he was yelling at was really just me. I was in the Scooby-Doo episode with the mask on, and it was Old Man
I just
Ran.
think of like the tin can on the string, except for yours goes under the ocean all the way over to the stadium and pops out behind the Mold Road strand.
That was good. Oh. That was really good. Your sound sounded like you were talking into a soup can. That might have been the best thing we've ever done.
Cans.
Yeah. So with that, I will predict us. I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to say that this is our statement match, the match that we have to capitalize, put a period at the end, and to let the EFL know in League One, teams better be ready, and we will take no prisoners, and no Geneva Conventions exist during this. So I'm going to say we come very close to double digits. I think we're going 7 or 8 goals, and we're Paul Mullen. He's back. We're
double
in
digits. Do you mean over 10 goals?
That would classify as double digits. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just checking that that's the. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, there's no wiggle room at this point, right? There's no wiggle room left in trying to fight for the wins to keep an auto promotion spot. So
you've got to. And Paul, he's hitting his form. The man wants to score, so let the man score. Give him the ball, put it anywhere around him. Is it magic? Is it magnets? We don't know. He just somehow gets the ball and controls it. So
he's awful spry for someone who's 103.
He's 103
goals.
Oh,
or is that 102? Is he 102?
He doesn't even have crow's feet things around his eyes. He looks great. But what is it? 4 goals. After a hat trick, 4 goals. What's a 4 goal called? There's a brace.
Yeah.
A hat
trick.
Which
took me forever to know that a brace is 2. I still wanted the etymology on that. I don't know. Hat trick in bowling, it's a turkey. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a turkey. A 4-bagger?
Ooh. I don't know how to. I have bad jokes, inappropriate pod jokes, then that comes to mind.
Well,
skip over the backs.
So I'm going 7 or 8 points. 8 points if Paul gets his 4-bagger.
Goals?
Yes, for Wrexham.
Okay.
So Paul's going off. He's going to be playing out of his boots. A man possessed, ready to Yes. Don't hold it back.
like out of his boots with his 4 bags, and I'm like, he's gonna be running down the pitch barefoot.
Your sound effects are on point. Did while I was gone, did you take a Foley class for TV and film?
No, I'm just not holding myself together. Usually I'm only like this when nobody can nobody
If
can
you pull
at
out
least internet remember
coconuts
it.
and start to Holy Grail behind me, I will lose it.
I gotta live.
She did it. She did it. Oh, man. Man. You know what? You know what that deserves?
Oh,
We're back, baby. We're back. We're back. We're back. You thought you could get rid of us. We are the herps of the pod world.
Reptiles?
There's not. Oh, yeah, herping. Herping, yeah.
Herpetologist is a reptile.
Yeah, herpetologist.
Doctor.
Exactly. When you go herping, as one does, you go looking for reptiles. Exactly.
Yeah. Hopefully the smooth ones. We don't like the bumps.
What? How am I supposed to pretend that was a normal thing?
So I have a trivia question for you.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Oh, my eyes.
Whew. My constitution. All right.
Oh my god. I need some water. My eyelashes are all wet and sparkly.
Those are called emotions. Why are my eyes raining?
What is this that I feel?
Oh.
Okay. Can you name me
Yeah.
5 players?
What? 5 players? What?
That are on our current squad list
Okay.
who have not scored this season.
Ryan Barnett.
Nah.
Who haven't scored for us.
Yep. In any competition. We're making it easy. Any competition on the current squad list.
Marriott.
So, yep.
Okay. Hayden scored this season, didn't he? Because Magic Hat came back game 8, game 9. Okay. So no, Hayden scored. Will Boyle scored. Arthur Okonkwo.
Oh, I should have said.
Or keepers out of it. Keepers
Yeah.
out
On
of
the
it.
22, okay. Yeah. No cheating. No
Okay.
keepers. Yeah.
All right. So let's go from the front. Bolton hasn't scored either.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, Fletcher.
I feel like we should have like
O'Connor scored.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
It's hard, isn't it?
Is McFadgen still with us?
Yes. He is. They brought him in. Remember him? They left that squad spot open in the January transfer window because of the injuries for Matt Linden, and so they signed McFadgen into the squad.
Yeah, it's not him because he
scored.
He has not scored.
Nope.
So that's 3.
So you said it. I'll imply that was a guess and give you 3.
Yeah.
So got 2.
Yeah.
2 more. Should I just?
I'm trying to think of
I was like, it was just silence. I was like, maybe you want me to tell you?
No, not yet. We can cut it.
Okay. Well, while you think about it, I'll tell you this. We have had, so this is with players. One of them's Bickerstaff, right? He's not out on loan, but he was in the squad. So of all the players that were in the squad before, before and after the January transfer window, like in the official squad, 20 players have scored.
Damn.
Out of 22.
It's pretty good.
For our squad. Yeah. So there's when Barney scored, and then Cleworth scored.
Yeah.
And I was like, who's left that hasn't scored? There's so many, our players are so prolific that and so I started looking, and then I had to check. I had to check. It's time to take the garbage out. I had to check.
It's 10 p.m. My lights turned off. It's 10 p.m.
I had to check Wikipedia, EFL. I follow ESPN. ESPN doesn't have Barney's goals on there yet, and so I had a cross-reference check, and then you're missing 2. One of them you'll be surprised. One of them's scored last year, but not this year. I'll give you a hint there.
Ben Tozer?
He scored 1.
So
think positions.
Jordan Tunnicliffe.
He scored.
Damn it. Oh.
Should I do the Jeopardy song and count you down? I was like, you talk about people not sitting through the whole pod. Them watching me watch you think out loud is okay,
I won't guess the last 2, so
folks.
just give me the last 2. I won't guess them.
Okay, so we got Bolton, Marriott, and McFadden, and then also McConnell. He scored last season.
And not this season?
Nope.
Okay.
He scored his first match when he was signed at the end of last season. And then Evans hasn't scored for us. And
Evans hasn't scored?
I thought he had. And that's why I looked so many different places, because I thought he had scored someplace, and then he has not.
Okay.
But that's surprising, isn't it? Because he's such a good midfield, he's so good there, and he's making so many moves, he's all over the place. He's in those important places to set up plays and make goals happen. But he hasn't caught the net himself yet. So
I'm surprised that Mitch McConnell hasn't scored for us either.
I don't know if he's on our team. He's not on my team. I know that.
Anybody that stayed on for this long, maybe you'll enjoy that. Maybe you won't. I don't know.
So, anywho.
Yeah, that was a good question. I like that.
20 players this year that have scored 94 goals for us. So when I look going into a match like for Screen Rovers, I am trying to, my American optimism, but I'm trying to really because I don't know anything about football. So I try to get hard numbers. And then as, I just said, you can look at the stats after a game and it doesn't show what actually happened on the pitch. But in trying to learn, I'm looking for what do I have to validate my hope for the last 4 matches of the season? What is it that I want to look for? Where are the weak spots that I can see, or where are our strengths that I, can rely on to base some of my optimism on? And one of them is 94 goals. 20 people on the squad have scored for us, 94 goals. And then also assists in the league. I'm not going to make you guess. Our top 5 assists, just for league, I left the other comps out. McLean's got 7. Mullins got 6. Dalby, Cannon, and Mendy have 5. So,
Nice.
We've got these players that are, they're making stuff happen. And I like that, last year, the goals that were coming in were very Mullen heavy, which was fabulous. And this year he got hurt, which sucked. But I do like that, I've said it before, but bigger stuff, all the players brought something to hold the team together in the beginning of the season, and it counts. It's getting us to where we are now. And, bigger stuff getting his couple of goals, and Lee, really taking on that role and making things happen in the beginning of the season. When I think of what happens if we lose this player, they get that anxiety of, we can't afford to lose anybody right now, right? Mendy, hamstring. I hope he's okay. Mendy. But then I'm like looking at the numbers and I'm like, well, he's in the top 5 assists for sure. But he's tied with 2 other people in the top 5. Like, there's so many people that contribute assists to the goals of so many people who score. That number of combos of how many, we've got 17 players on the squad that have confirmed they can score. And with so many people that mix and match of assists, like, Parky's no schlep, right? He knows what he's doing. But so that's just some of the little info I dug up, and when Max and Barney scored, and I was so stoked. And Barney was his little dart thing was cute, and Max like couldn't really believe like what was happening, and it's very
it's cool. Very cool.
I like it. What I would like to see between now and with our last 4 matches is Bolton, O'Connell, Evans, Marriott, and McFadden all score, because I wonder if there's any kind of like record for like every squad member has scored in a season. I don't know. I'm going to say that it is never happened before, and that we will make it happen will be this time.
I will say no.
Don't be a Debbie Downer.
Because I don't think Miss McFadden's going to make it in again before the end of the season.
I mean, with Mendy hurt, if he's not in, people got to shuffle around. I wouldn't be surprised to at least see him on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, point taken. There's just so much writing on the line. And
I'm not saying, being risky for the numbers. I'm just, if the circumstance happens.
But maybe it'll happen. Yeah. We should probably ask like Mark. It's like, Mark, has this ever happened before?
And then, I know. I'll message him. Yeah.
To pull up his spreadsheet.
Yeah, in his brain.
No, he has literal spreadsheets that he has that tracks everything.
I know. He was on the commentary today. He was like, I've got 5 pages of spreadsheets for the last 4 matches of all these possibilities. And I was like, I am sure that's true.
Yeah.
I love it, though. I love the numbers. The anorak.
Yeah. I don't know how to say it. Anoronic.
Yeah, something like that. Ironic. Isn't it ironic? So
we got here.
As we slowly roll, I'm guessing, towards the end of our joy of the episode.
Okay,
not the end of our joy.
Okay.
Yeah, of the episode. I don't think that the last episode had an emoji challenge. And I wanted to do an emoji challenge. And I was trying to think of what we should do, but now I think it should be literally like the crying, like not even the laughing face, but the one that is just like crying, because
literal tears,
like tears. Not even hee. I'm like, I can't. So that's my suggestion for emoji challenge. Laughing so hard you're literally crying.
Yes. Yeah. So put sad things in the comment section, please. Phil.
But it's like when people put the skull, right? It's like you're dying of laughter, but you put the skull. It doesn't mean like.
Did you say my people?
Did I say your people?
Did you say you people? What did you say?
No, I said when people.
Oh, I thought I said when you people.
The general public, not just yours. Not your people. Don't be selfish. I don't know who your keyboard's working with over there, but in the world.
Yeah.
When people. So anyway, emojiness. I like the emoji challenge. I like seeing them all. People put them all out there.
It does. It's good. I love it too.
So what's your prediction?
For the score?
Yeah. 17. Is that what you said? 17
7 or 8 points. 7 points if Mullen only has like a pathetic, shitty little hat trick. if he comes to play like a man plays, then he's going to get that 4-bagger. I don't know what it's called. I'm just going to call it a 4-bagger. He's going to get that 4-bagger and make it 8. That's my verdict. What will Forest Green get? Participation trophy. I don't know.
Coconuts.
Maybe they'll get coconuts. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does that mean 0?
Yeah. Coconut.
Okay. Like a goose egg. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So, I am going to try to be more realistic and say 4-0.
How dare you? How dare you? More realistic? That was a well-researched, based upon the numbers. I ran quants onto these futuristic predictions.
Your algorithm.
How dare you? The disrespect that has been leveled. I don't see you for 2 weeks. Okay.
See, you got to get it in little doses or it comes out all at once.
Yeah. It's just a bag of SJ. A 4-bag. Whoever stayed here that long, you're the Saints. I love you. Wait. Okay, 1:57. We have 2 minutes.
3 minutes to kill? Because we were really...
2 minutes. 2 minutes. No, it's 1:58 now, so we have less than 2 minutes.
I'm suspicious that you were trying to tank the pod and you never want to do the pod again. I was like, is this your diabolical plan to be like, see, nobody listens to the end. Nobody listens. It's just not,
if my plan was to tank the pod, you should have picked up from the very beginning. There
was some structure to begin with.
Accidental.
There was this idea of structure, and now we are at Picasso.
Picasso was a genius. Thank you.
You're welcome. Abstract.
1 minute, 10 seconds.
Oh man!
So in the last minute of this pod ever, what would you like to say?
Final episode.
What would you like to say? 2 seconds.
I just do want to maybe actually say there are a lot of people that helped me in planning my trip to Wrexham this year. And I've had to scale back and uninvite and decline and return all these tickets. And it's totally sucked.
30 seconds.
And I very much appreciate everybody in Wrexham because they've made it not only were people so wonderful and offering to help me go to events, and now that I'm having to sort it back the other way, people are still gracious in helping me do that. So, seconds. I mean, that's nice. People can be really welcoming, but then also be a jerk when they, you can't show. So Wrexham's awesome. That's all I got. 9, 8, up the town.
There we go.
Up the town.
2 hours. All right. Thank you, everybody. We made it. 2 hours.
God.
All right, goodbye.
Bye.
And to all, a good night.
Good night.